You walk into a high-end supermarket and feel like a true connoisseur of quality. You choose products labeled organic and pay significant money for them. In reality, your basket is a collection of masterful gastronomic fakes. You are buying an illusion of health packaged in expensive, bright plastic. We are going to look into the aisles of the store where you are used to feeling like a sophisticated gourmet. We will break down 11 products that will make you change your attitude toward the contents of your refrigerator forever. Get ready to see what your usual daily diet is actually made of. Habit 1. The black olives on your plate are just dyed green olives. You have probably heard the beautiful theory that these are fruits from the same tree at different stages of ripeness. Supposedly, green are young and black are ripe and noble fruits gathered at the peak of their oiliness. The reality is much more prosaic and involves strict savings in production and logistics. Harvesting truly ripe black olives is a nightmare for a farmer. They become too soft and spoil instantly during transportation, turning into an unappealing mush. Therefore, producers in California and the Mediterranean harvest hard, unripe green fruits and send them to a lye bath to remove the natural bitterness. To give them a deep, dark color, they are actively saturated with oxygen in the presence of ferrous gluconate, which is listed on labels as an additive. You are eating unripe fruits that were forced to turn black through a chemical reaction that causes metal oxidation. This is why cheap black olives often have a strange, metallic aftertaste. This is not a gift of nature, but the result of industrial dyeing passed off as an elite delicacy. Habit 2. The tea bags that you brew for breakfast are regular dust from the floor of the tea factory. Forget the beautiful images of pickers in wide-brimmed hats on the slopes of Sri Lanka. If you open a standard paper bag from a box labeled English Breakfast or Classic Black Tea, you will not find whole or even cut leaves. In the industry, this raw material is officially called tea fannings, or simply dust. These are small remnants that form after sorting normal leaf tea. This waste is swept up, packed into paper bags, and sold to you as a refreshing drink. It brews instantly, not because of high quality or strength, but solely because of the huge surface area of the small particles in contact with hot water. You are drinking a trash infusion that quickly gives a dark color and a nagging bitterness, but is almost devoid of the true aroma and essential oils of the noble plant. Companies spend millions on advertising so that you believe in the premium quality of this tea waste. Truly high-quality products are never packed in cheap paper, which itself changes the taste of the drink. Habit 3. The aroma of vanilla in your pastries is most often a greeting from chemists and the woodworking industry. Real vanilla is one of the most expensive spices in the world because of the incredible complexity of growing and hand-pollinating orchids. But if you buy budget ice cream or cookies, there is no orchid in sight. There is synthetic vanillin created in a laboratory. In the past, it could actually be extracted from beaver glands, but today the process has become even more industrial and cheap. Almost 85% of all vanillin in the world is produced from guaiacol, a petrochemical product, or from lignin, which is a byproduct of the pulp and paper industry. Your favorite vanilla muffin smells like either petroleum or deeply processed wood. Chemistry performs true marketing miracles, making your receptors believe in the naturalness of a cheap substitute. Real vanilla extract costs dozens of times more, so corporations prefer to feed you the waste of paper mills packaged in beautiful wrappers. Habit 4. Bottled green tea is regular sweet soda with the gas removed to simulate health. You buy this drink on a hot day, hoping to cleanse the body and get a portion of healthy antioxidants. On the labels of popular brands like Arizona, you see dewdrops and delicate leaves hinting at benefits for your body. Wake up. This bottle contains as much sugar as a regular can of Coke. The tiny percentage of tea extract that is theoretically present there is completely neutralized by preservatives and a massive dose of citric acid. To get any real benefit from antioxidants, you would have to drink about 20 liters of this sweet liquid in one sitting. In that case, you would suffer not from old age, but from a sharp sugar spike or serious kidney problems. You are drinking colored syrup that successfully pretends to be an elixir of long life, only thanks to the work of talented packaging designers. It is a perfect product for those who want to feel healthy without changing their bad habits. Habit 5. The blueberries in your store-bought muffins are skillfully dyed balls of fat and starch. You see appetizing blue specks inside the dough and think that the baker added real forest berries. Look at the ingredients. If fruit imitations or blueberry-flavored bits are listed, it means there is no berry there. These are small lumps of cornstarch, syrup, hydrogenated oil, and synthetic dyes. Manufacturers intentionally do not use the real berry because it is expensive, leaks during baking, and stains the entire dough an unappealing, dirty color. These petrochemical balls are eternal. They maintain their perfect shape and bright color under any conditions and temperatures. You are eating a prop that is chemically much closer to children Play-Doh than to a real forest plant. Dyes like blue number 2 and red number 40 are used for color, which are banned in some countries due to their effect on children's health. It is a triumph of imitation over common sense and naturalness, for which you pay as if it were a healthy dessert. Habit 6. Sliced processed cheese is a plastic product that only remotely resembles a dairy product in taste. These square slices in individual packaging melt perfectly on your burger, creating the desired texture. Do you know why this happens? Because according to technical specifications, it is not exactly cheese. By law in many American states, this cannot be called by the word cheese. So the packaging says, modest cheese product or sandwich slice. Real milk makes up less than half of the total weight. The rest of the space is occupied by whey, emulsifiers, vegetable fats, preservatives, and melting salts. If you try to light such a slice with a lighter, it will not start to melt and smell appetizing, but will start to blacken and burn with a sharp smell of burnt chemicals and plastic. This is a true Frankenstein of the dairy world that your body digests with great difficulty and confusion. You are buying a product created by chemists to look attractive in a photo of a burger, but bring no benefit to your body. Habit 7. The maple syrup on your table often turns out to be a corn imposter with a mountain of flavorings. Real maple sap is extremely long and difficult to collect. You need to evaporate about 40 liters of natural sap to get just 1 liter of pure golden syrup. This is why the real product costs 10 times more than regular sugar. What sits on the shelves of most supermarkets at an affordable price is most often high-fructose corn syrup. To make it look like the original, thickeners and fenugreek extract are added. This plant gives the mass a specific smell of burnt sugar and maple. You are eating a cheap sugar substitute with the aroma of a Canadian dream. Trees do not suffer at all during the production of this product, unlike your pancreas, which receives a massive dose of fructose. This is a typical marketing substitution where a cheap industrial concentrate is passed off as a healing and natural gift of the northern forests. Habit 8. Bouillon cubes are just regular salt pressed into a small and convenient geometric figure. Advertising promises you a rich and aromatic homemade soup in just 2 minutes. You throw a golden cube into boiling water, and your kitchen instantly fills with the smell of chicken or beef. Let us carefully break down this composition. 80% of the product is cheap table salt and low-quality vegetable fats. Another 15% is occupied by monosodium glutamate, which insidiously deceives your brain and receptors. This additive makes you believe that you are eating a rich meat broth with a lot of spices. The meat itself is, at best, contained in an amount of about 1% in the form of dried powder from crushed bones and skin. A real chicken or cow was not even in the same county as the factory producing these cubes. You are drinking a hot chemical brine that gradually salts your body from the inside and retains water. It is an illusion of food created by chemists to save your time at the cost of your own health. Habit 9. Elite extra virgin olive oil is often the result of a global mafia conspiracy. You pay decent money for a bottle marked First Cold Press, imagining honest Italian farmers. The reality is that the global olive oil market is one of the most corrupt in the business world. There is even the term agro-mafia, which controls the flow of this liquid gold. A huge amount of oil that goes for export to the U.S. is diluted with cheap sunflower, soy, or rapeseed oil. To give the desired greenish tint, technical chlorophyll is added, and for taste, beta-carotene. Experts in the field of nutrition claim that up to 70% of elite oil in American stores is a crude fake. You fry your food in a mixture of cheap technical fats at the price of a premium product, becoming an involuntary sponsor of international fraud. Real oil will never be cheap and must have a characteristic bitterness that cannot be imitated with simple dyes. Habit 10. Red caviar or salmon roe at parties often turns out to be a skillful gelatin deception. In the U.S., this delicacy is not an everyday product. It is served at expensive receptions and social events. However, even there, you are not safe from a fake that restaurants buy to reduce costs. If the egg does not burst in your mouth with a pleasant click, but sticks to your teeth or rolls like a rubber ball, you are eating an imitation made of seaweed. It is created from sodium alginate, gelatin, and fish broth, with the addition of aggressive dyes. There is a simple way to check the authenticity of the product, even at a party. Just drop an egg into a glass of hot water. Real caviar will instantly turn white because animal protein curls under the influence of high temperature. The fake will simply begin to dissolve or remain floating as a shapeless red spot. You pay for a rare and expensive delicacy, but you consume regular jelly with a fish flavor and a chemist kit. Habit 11. Dark bread or pumpernickel in your supermarket is often just a regular white loaf with a tan imitation. You decide to give up white flour in favor of your health and buy an expensive dark loaf with seeds. Look at the label. Real dark bread should be very dense, heavy, and have a characteristic sour aroma. But baking such a product is long, difficult, and completely unprofitable for the U.S. mass market. Therefore, large manufacturers take regular refined wheat flour and add a little rye flour for a specific smell. They get the dark color using regular molasses or caramel color. This is the same sugar coloring used in the production of cheap soda. In essence, you are eating regular white bread that has simply gone through cosmetic procedures to look healthier and cost more. This is not about caring for your body. It is a skillful disguise of a carb bomb as a healthy and natural product for sophisticated buyers. Watch your choices and always read the fine print on the packaging.